All right, springtime here in Minnesota. Just back to work on the Kitfox RX-1 install. And I did a few engine runs with the new Luger prop. That's the SL118. That's a 79-inch 3-blade prop inspired by Steve Henry for this motor and gearbox combination. And really runs great. Smooth running prop, pulling hard. I don't know how hard. I've been just tied down on the trailer here. We'll test it out when we get on floats and find out. But it should be in the middle 500-pound static thrust range. You can get 600 if you pitch it right, but I'll probably be in the lower 500s, just kind of as an all-around pitch setting, so she'll cruise good too. What did I do? Jetted, got about 190s in the main jets to get everything running right. Got my crankcase breather routed down. I chose to go outside the airbox down here. Just I don't see why I need to be pumping any of that air in there. Picked a location down there that's kind of out of the slipstream, little negative pressure maybe, as opposed to positive pressure. Routed the vents from the carburetors. Got two here that come together into the airbox, and then two more here that head into the airbox. This is actually the flip bowl overflow. So that tube runs down kind of low in here. And they have a couple very small drain holes in the airbox there in case those floats were ever to stick. And you'd have a little overflow. It'd have a way out of the airbox there. Those are all run into the airbox. Basically, they have one point of pressure. So you have equal pressure across the carburetors here. People have run them, and sometimes with a ram air and air flowing around in the cowl, when you're flying, you'll get a little difference in pressure between the carburetors, and that does cause problems. So putting them in the airbox is the way to go, they say. Right behind my junk pile here in the kids' bike are the Lotus 1650s. Those are gonna come out of the box here pretty soon. And then I'll bring the airplane over to the my dad's pole barn. We'll hang it up from the rafters and put those floats on next. So yeah, a little bit of wiring I have to do. Put the floats on. I got to hook up the exhaust and the muffler down underneath there once the floats are up. And then we're off, get the condition inspection done, and do the major change with the FAA for the engine and the floats, and we're pretty well set. Also, big thanks to Rich Kimball back there. You see the round cowl. That's delivered by Rich right from Homedale, Idaho. And that really helped me out a lot. A lot more room in that cowl if anybody is doing a Kitfox and one of these motors, Apex RX-1, and you're having a little trouble getting everything in there. Go for the round cowl. It even gave me room to hook up my throttle cable up here. The stock snowmobile throttle cable looks like it's way too tall there, but it actually even fits under that cowl. The only mod I had to make here really is this had a high point on the airbox in a couple spots, so I just kind of trimmed those off and put a piece of fiberglass over those to give a little clearance for the cowl there. So that was pretty simple. Made a really big job into a pretty easy one. I'll probably paint and finish that a bit later, but that's where we're at. So hopefully we'll see next pictures here coming up with sitting on floats and playing around in the water.